13 in that opening quarter. Edwards with 21.
Good to see Kevon Looney back out. Lindy Waters here slapping the wrist as Ant shooting it. Not a high five there.
And that leads to the Anthony Edwards three-point shot. Ghost screen that time by Nikhil, causes some confusion.
Edwards doing what he does so well. And the most made threes. You can see it there.
An early 12-point advantage for Minnesota. It's early in the ball game, but the vibes are immaculate. Minnesota in this fourth quarter, a 38-19 advantage, 41-19 advantage after that Edwards three.
He just loves the moment, doesn't he? He is, as Chris Finch refers to him all the time, he's Minnesota's home run hitter. He's at a grand slam here in the fourth quarter.
Let him know. The Wolves used up all their challenges in the first half.
It just cans that jumper.
This has been a huge part of what they're doing. He's been fired up this entire game.
He has an advantage here. Probably could have had help come up a little bit sooner in that situation, but then you leave a player open on the baseline, so not much more you can do. That's a good basketball player making a good basketball play.
Edwards with 29 points, Randall 23, Gobert 15 and 13. So
rebuilding out west. That's the Wolves have Ant, an electric athlete. And if this game will Ant picked it up, believe that.
Edwards crossover in a tight space, flips it up, count it, and put him on the line.
His lead going into the final period, 86-90.
Fires over Booker, money.
Book was awesome. Seems like we're catching these guys. They're super hot.
Edwards rises off glass. Wolves on top.
Mike is saying he didn't touch the ball, but he's not calling the ball all about it. He bumped him. It was a foul, and that's why I said wow. But Ant with the amazing shot, telling the crowd.
Reed gives it right back to Ant. He'll drive and dunk it in over Black, soaring through the air.
Edwards just electrified the arena. Is shook.
And he took off about 10 feet from the basket.
Goodness.
We were talking about Edwards, but I know he had that highlight dunk.
And on the move, left the lane, rises and throws it down with the right hand. He got fouled. Elevate and eviscerate. Wow, we haven't had a
Moment for us.
You watch right here. This is Anthony Edwards, man. He's just too good. This is unreal.
Is a electrifying dunker. The three-point shot is cute, but the fans in this arena, it's very clear what they want to see.
Yep. Every trip offensively, but he's added this year, Mark. The ability to knock down threes off the dribble. No team has put.
Congratulations there.
They were saying up there. I thought they were saying most threes attempted. I didn't know.
Now you have the most threes made in franchise history. You surpassed Cat today. Yep. With all the work you put in there, how has that improved your overall game?
ESPN Plus and Disney Plus. The final score here, 105-99. Thanks for watching on ESPN and ABC, home of the NBA Finals. For Jay Billis, George Sedano, I'm Mark Jones. Folks, stay tuned for Malik Andrews and the guys in the studio right after these messages.
Goes over to a kid
on the perimeter here.
Goes him a little loud. The Timberwolves, they go on to win this one, 120-106. Edwards had 41 points. He was feeling pretty good after the game and had some pretty lofty goals.
Big, small pick and roll. Once he picked it up, I mean, who else? I got to go get it. Shit. And kill. I'm going for the win. Like Gilbert Arenas said, I don't do overtime, so fuck it.
And big defensive plays by Dante. I know that late game situations have not always been great, but this can change your season for the rest of the season, a game like this.
Second quarter, 18 for the game, but too much from Anthony Edwards, who goes for 36.
Head hitting the back of the shoulder. I mean, Knicks are getting bonged around and ping-ponged all over the place, but that's just too easy. And with no Karl Anthony Towns, and Anthony Edwards is the guy that came into MSG. This is one trip to the Garden, and he absolutely lit it up. Takes to the basket. He can dunk on your head like this. He can finish with real ease. But the game comes easy to him. I mean, he looks like you know, when he gets his head together, I mean, he looks like Michael Jordan out there, the way he moves out there on the floor.
Two teams, and it's just game 5.
Man, they know when they see us, they don't like us, and I'm pretty sure they know we don't like them. So you've seen the little brawl in between, you know, in between the timeout. So, I mean, it's always a great game, man. I love going against those guys. Plus, they got the best player in the league, so I look forward to it.
And look,
field goal of the night.
They are 3-5 as Anthony Edwards is getting ready to knock a three-point shot down straight on over the top of Mikal Bridges. It's just defenseless down there with Ant attacking with 2 hands. That is nasty.
They were down and out, but they kept fighting. They kept playing. They kept the foot on.
Julius Randle, 2 shots.
I mean, that is elevation right there. He's
second, and the team's first in the fourth
Julius ran out of real estate, so he gets it out to Ant, who takes on Sarr. That's how you do it. Ant is completely dominating this quarter. Minnesota's got
40 seconds to go in regulation. Edwards, 3 more. Cash!
Oh my God! What an unbelievable moment, man.
You know, Ant just decided he's going to be part of the solution instead of part of the problem. He took things in his own hands last game in Detroit. He has been a big-time superstar.
How about the ground covered on that step back?
I mean, I'm telling you.
Beautiful. Look at Leonard Miller.
He loves these moments, and he loves competing.
He's cooking.
Blocking in. Anthony Edwards gets the payoff right there. Another assist for Julius Randle, too, by the way. All of a sudden, he's got 5 and
over 4 per game. And this one is just pure talent. But
this guy, and you don't.
Yeah. Well, and he's just playing with such passion right now, too. It's so contagious.
Anthony Edwards, ready to take the mantle. One of the best players. Third three-pointer.
Here's it goes in.
He is such a dynamic star. The animation, the leadership, and that shot.
Plus the foul.
Anthony Edwards is putting on an offensive exhibition.
Wow. His 4th 3 in the first 8 minutes here. And we ball like 10.
Well, he gets hit on the wrist by Nicholas Batum. He gets completely hacked, and I have to say, just going back and looking at somebody
One dribble to the right
just
side.
unbelievable what Anthony Edwards is doing.
And put him on the line.
Dance on a man. Dude's playing with a ton of joy, and that's been because it wasn't fun. Before that, Minnesota was like having these 3-game losing streaks. They'd win 3 games, they'd lose 3 games, they'd win 3 games, they'd lose 3 games.
He just gets space on this pick and roll. Lively back in a drop.
He's great at catch and shoots, but he's also great at walk-up threes, ladies and gentlemen. Ant is on a supreme heater right now. Minnesota gets possession, and it's Dante DiVincenzo making another play. Mike a little bit, but Mike in the gap that time gets the steal, gets it over to Anthony Edwards in transition, who Ant thought he got fouled, and unbelievable. High-low action with Julius Randle. When he gets on the floor, it just energizes everybody. You know, it just he plays with such great energy, and then he's feeding Ant, and now Ant's on it.
Foreshadowing for us.
Center. Here's Edwards. The drought is Edwards back on the floor. Back. Scoring run to start a half since 2021. Edwards, crossover, penetrates. He just evaporates. Steps inside, hangs and scores. Plus the foul. every man's on it, so the
side of the floor beyond the arc, and now back on the hit. My goodness.
Thought, our attention to detail and game plan stuff.
In the corner, fires, cash money.
They are in the.
Brody shooting the left hand, Julian Randle.
Who that?
Hey, y'all gotta, hey, TJ, you gotta play that dog. Before he walk in, TJ, Brody shooting the left hand, Julian Randle.
The Timberwolves taking on the team with the second best record.
Go!
And this one ends in dramatic fashion.
Mistake about it. This is Anthony Edwards' team, and his star power continues to grow.
Anthony Edwards.
Unbelievable footwork.
Edwards, the spin and the banker. That was beautiful.
Edwards, top step back. Oh, he drained it.
Athleticism, it's non-stop. You do not want to be on the receiver.
Edwards, a three-pointer. Anthony Edwards from down.
Just about it.
Ant is he's just getting stacked, man. His jump shooting form is so pure right now.
Cat's on fire right now. But number one, when Rudy Gobert is in the game earlier, they're playing 5-on-4 because Rudy's not scoring. But the one thing that's hurt, they really have screwed up Nas Reed because he's not getting any shots at all, basically. Because Julius Randle is a good player, but he's so ball dominant. And he gonna get his shot.
Not trying or...
Spectacular jump shooter. And yet another three off the dribble. Just squaring up Lindy Waters, hand down. And just rises up and nails it.
With Tumani and Shaden. Oh, Edwards pushing Delano. They got to call the first one on Edwards.
Delano. Need to step away. Need to step away.
Delano's upset because he...
Probably the right way to handle that. We play on.
I don't agree with that.
Well,
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But you can go take a look at this real quick.
Yeah, but you can't hit it.
Edwards didn't want to let him by, and he just said, all right, push me again.
He's only 23 in his fifth year. Anthony Edwards is some kind of player.
He's special.
He is really something else.
Special.
He had ill intentions on that drive.
Edwards wants to win.
He's so incredibly talented this year. He knows that with Carl Anthony Towns.
Edwards is in a position to be a face of the league.
Anthony Edwards is the present and future of a player who doesn't just make highlight reels, but
He has the sort of an alpha dog mentality. He has all the making to want to be that tough shot for the win on the road. He's still learning, he's still growing, he's still maturing, but
battling through a tough Western Conference landscape. But Edwards has been the constant force keeping them in the fight. What makes this leap even more remarkable is how Edwards has elevated his game to new heights, averaging a career-best 27.2 points per game while leading the NBA in made threes. His offensive arsenal is expanding in real time. His 53-point explosion against Detroit wasn't just a career high, it was a declaration.
Edwards, 51, ties the career high. Edwards puts it up, it drops, new career high for Anthony Edwards.
And when he surpassed Carl Anthony Towns as the franchise's all-time three-point leader, it felt like a changing of the guard. Ant isn't just leading this team, he's redefining its identity. But it's not just the scoring. His energy on both this week, that nightmare was on full display in back-to-back 40-point performances. Ant dialed it from deep for his first buckets of the game. Next, Edwards went into his bag of tricks and had the Bulls D-scrambling as the All-Star scored 14 in the first. T-Wolves up after one, 39-30. Ant said, nah. He was bullseye on a triple right before the halftime buzzer, 62-60, Wolves up.
There he is, three ball, Edwards, good!
But Ant went to work in the third quarter. His shot was still falling from the outside.
Edwards, three more, his sixth triple of the night.
With points at the line, driving to the hoop for 10 in the fourth, and putting the Bulls to bed 127-108.
Feeling great, feeling incredible. Without my teammates,
Ant's 40 points in the game tied Karl Anthony Towns for the most 40-point games in team history and tied Kevin Garnett for the second most 30-point games in franchise history. Ant was fired up and fired it up against the Rockets in the first. He dropped the team's first points from beyond the arc. Edwards heat-checked himself as the jumper was falling the quarter.
Splits the defense, got to the cup.
He was on target from deep.
Long range three. Cash! The 1,039 up to 41 now.
What he's doing such a great job of right now is he's making quick decisions. And that's really resulted in a lot of trips to the free throw line.
Ime Udoka. We played a tick over 4 minutes. We got a shootout already here in Minnesota. 33, 32.
Look at that.
Over to Reed, loads, fires, no good. Easton the board.
Oh my, oh my. Dylan Brooks is just trying to get into the head.
Crowd rises to his feet. They love the animosity.
Dylan Brooks and Jayshawn Tate have a similar idea. Get into the head of Anthony Edwards and distract him.
That's not a lot there, Jeff.
No. Let's go back to
the talking
of it too. Fun to watch. He hit 1-3 earlier, and then it's the throwdown. Ant loves it.
Well, really for both teams, because of that quick three, the defense never got set. That allowed Edwards to kind of snake in there and scoop up the rebound.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Edwards very solid.
The guys to a 13-2 fast break points advantage, and then Ant draws the foul on and still has the presence of mind as he's falling down to kiss it off. Hated to hear about himself when he was a young player that he can't shoot. That he's a super athlete, but he can't shoot. Boy, has he turned that narrative around.
He is the third Timberwolves player to have back-to-backs of at least 40 points.
I told Ryan Hollins, who's the analyst for Houston, at halftime, I said, Ant's exhausted. After dropping a 49-piece last ball game against Chicago, Ant brings back this virtuoso performance again. You see his brother Bubba heard it to Ant's 1,000 threes and the most 40-point games in Wolves history.
Lost 5 in a row. Edwards loves it. Two-tenths of a second on the clock. Edwards was excited to send the Rockets back to the locker room with a loss. Rockets will need to inbound it. All the moves made around the Western Conference. Anthony Edwards fine with...
Let's talk about the Timberwolves. Why?
Because it's been up and down. We got hurt, but a lot of our defense ain't going nowhere. Double teaming you, putting two people on you, trapping you, they ain't gonna stop doing it. The better you get, the worse it's gonna get. So I just gotta get accustomed to it and work around it. For their teammates and everything that they bring on the floor, man, that's why it's super exciting.
Has reached the 40-point mark once again.
So we be trying to compete with each other for sure.
And if you think that he's the best player in the East.
Yeah, what would you say to somebody who said you're shooting too many threes?
Fuck them. Simple, yeah.
You want to boss up, all you gotta do is get in with me. I don't even pay to get in the club. The presidential leaving the... I don't just be talking. Man. Huh? And I'm lane switching. Yeah.
My stiff one from hell, it ain't heavy something.
You think it's an easier transition for basketball players to go to football or football players to go to basketball?
Yeah, I think it's easier, yeah.
For y'all?
Football players can't go play basketball.
You crazy.
No way. I told my buddies, I said, if I win a ring in the next 3 to 4 years,
you're not going to football.
I'm going to play football.
No, you're not.
And we trying to be.
Boss up your life.
Well, let me see the picture one more time.
Like a bag of ice.
That's fire. All right. I think we got it.
Forward to.
And with the game on the line, goes to the left-hand drive and takes on the secondary defender, Kyrie Irving, finishing with the left hand. Anthony Edwards does not shy away from wanting the ball in his hands in any situation.
Truly making a case for an all-star selection.
And then, so Norm Powell finished with 25 points in this one, but Edwards, he finished with the game-high 37 points. The Wolves get the win, 108.
The Grizzlies have been tied since the first quarter, and we are knotted up at 100 apiece. Right back in this one. Here we go.
For McDaniels. That time Edwards playing the passing lane, got the steal, and finished, and lets the defenders know.
And you dominate. Again, Anthony Edwards gets the steal. Ochai Abaji's on his tail. Look at him. Bang, bang. I got both of you.
Step back three from Ant. So the
ability to contend for a championship. We have an extreme amount of
opener.
86-78, Wolves down by 8. Here's Ant, inside out dribble on Keon Ellis down the lane, double clutch, off glass, counted the foul! Ant with another three-point opportunity.
Our team is full of basketball players, so
I promise every night we'll come out and compete and hopefully make you guys proud. Let's have a great year. Anthony Edwards!
Racing down the lane, floats it up and through. Over to Edwards. Long distance connection. Bounce. Edwards wants three and connects.
So come here, home opener, and get a win. We got the job done, and we're proud of that. I'm having a lot of fun.
Drops it back for Ant. Look out, a two-handed rim-rocking dunk.
Randall, back to Edwards.
Let their personality out. It's been a pretty intense game, but at the same time, you just want to have fun, and this is a good one.
Rudy, this is a success.
Tonight at the Target Center, a sellout crowd expected at the home.
Ian pulls up on a three straight away and hits it. So the Wolves' three-point shooting putting them in front right now, 11-9.
7-2 Minnesota run.
He'll rise up, pulling up for three, and sticks it. It's a one-point game.
Approaching 30 seconds to go. Wolves down one. Edwards. Floats it up and in. Wolves on top. Timeout Denver.
Tonight, as they knock off Nikola Jokic.
Plus, they got the best player in the league, so I look forward to it.
It is my first one when I was fortunate enough to be
Last 7 with the #1 ranked team.
Today carried a deeper meaning, as it wasn't just about a sense of pride and connection to the city that shaped so much of the journey.
Dribble up in the front court, and the horn will sound here. Well, they rallied back and looked like they were. Edwards with it, sees two defenders, got a hoist at the buzzer, and throws it off the 1 foot and hit it.
Minnesota still leading by 17 at the break.
And now with it, up by 2. There's a 10-second differential, game clock, shot clock. And takes a run on P.J. Washington, finds him down the lane, up on glass, count it for 2. It's a 2-possession lead with 18.6 seconds left. The Timberwolves pick up their second Christmas Day victory in franchise history. Here's Ant on the hunt. Pull up 3 on the way, rattles it in.
Here comes Minnesota.
Yeah, now to Ant, he'll drive in, double clutch, off glass. Counted for 2, and he drew the foul. Ant with it, left side, a pull up 3.
As soon as it left my hands, I know it was going in.
The ball game is over.
Minnesota comes away with the win.
Yeah! What are they talking about?
We got some balls, need to move quickly. And good defense by Randall. And Williamson lost it out of bounds. Timeout, Chris Finch. Edwards let everybody know whose ball it is. He has been engaging with the fans
the entire game, chatting with the fans, and he's like, no, that's my guy.
What? Put the shoulder pad on, be big.
This gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm coming number 5, Vikings jersey, safety, strong safety. on the left arm though, it's on the left arm. I'm coming 48.
That's too big, bro.
No.
That's
what side my jersey. You see what my jersey?
But the point is for somebody not to grab this stuff. You see how like it's slippery right here? I can't really grab it. That's how it's supposed to be. If it's too loose, then it's gonna grab
me. I ain't tripping. Go ahead. I'm gonna break that.
Hey, right there.
So what we gotta do? What is it? What am I doing?
All right. I think we got it. Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, that's hard. I think we got it. We got it, bro. Hey, I got the jersey on up and like, hey, E. Go Cal. Go Cal.
What we talking about, twin? Come on now. Tony Romo. Right here. Hey, Tony Romo. Yeah. Let me show what lucky again. Let me show what lucky again. I'm gonna hit this before you hit that. I don't just be talking. I don't just be talking, man.
Follow those footsteps. We got to do the same thing.